In this video, you will learn how to use markers like a pro. You're going to need a pencil, paper, it can be any size, and some markers. Are you all set up? If not, feel free to pause the video if you need more time. When I'm drawing today, I'm going to make 3 different lines with my markers. The first is a thick line by using the side of the marker. The second is a thin line, using the very tip of the marker, with the marker standing straight and tall. So the side of the marker creates a thick line, and the point of the marker creates a thin line. And the last one is a dotted line. You can make a dotted line by very lightly tapping your paper in order to leave a mark. First, I'm going to use my pencil to make a drawing. I chose to draw a butterfly, but you could have a drawing of anything and use these same techniques in your own drawing. Feel free to pause the video in order to give yourself more time to draw. Once your pencil drawing is done, you're going to choose what color you'd like to work with, and we're going to first practice making a thick line with a marker. Notice how my marker is being held at an angle. My fingers are towards the back end of the marker. I am very slowly using the side of the marker in order to create a very thick line. What I'm doing is outlining the outside of the butterfly. When you create a line around the outside of something, it's called an outline. Sometimes you might have to turn your paper in order to get that nice thick line. Next, find a place that you can use a thin line. So with your marker standing straight up and tall, you're going to just very lightly press in order to use the very tip of your marker. This is going to leave a very thin line on your paper. Notice how I'm holding the marker. I'm cramped up and holding it just like I usually hold a pencil. I do not hold it with my fist. That's going to make the tip of the marker very flat, and we want it to stay pointy. So just like I hold a pencil, I'm going to hold my marker. Now I'm going to add extra details to my butterfly, and I'm going to use the dotted lines with my marker. So I'm going to go ahead and take my marker, and still standing it up straight and tall, I'm going to make small, light dots. If the ink is splattering onto your paper, then you're pressing too hard. If it looks like little fireworks, that's going to make your marker look really, really flat, and then you're never going to have that pointy tip. So be very gentle, just tapping, tiptoeing on the paper when you're making your dotted lines. I'm going to fill this in using these 3 different lines for the rest of my project. So you'll see me using thick lines, some thin lines, and some dotted lines for the rest of this. To fill in the body, I'm using the side of the marker, using thick lines. For the antenna, I'm using thin lines. To add extra decoration, I use that dotted line all the way around the outside of the wings. Then to fill in the butterfly's wings, again, I'm using the side of the marker to make those thick lines. Those are great for filling in skies or oceans especially. You can use the side of your marker to fill and cover more space more quickly. In the background, I really want my butterfly to stand out, so I'm going to use crayons instead of markers. Remember that you can always switch up your material halfway through your project. This helps to create some variety and differences throughout your work. Did you know that you could layer crayons? Here I'm using a pink on top of a purple. Try that in your own work.